Every moment of every day, your cells are working to help you breathe. Cellular respiration occurs in all living organisms. From your loyal house pets to the trees in your front yard, this process is taking place within their cells. The process begins with glycolysis, which takes place in the cytoplasm of the cell. Glyco means sugar, and lysis means to break down. Therefore, in this step, glucose is being broken down in order to create ATP. ATP stands for adenosine triphosphate, which is usable energy for the cells. In glycolysis, 4 ATP are made, but 2 are used up to fuel this process, resulting in a net gain of 2 ATP. In addition, NADH, an electron carrier, is formed and glucose turns into 2-pyruvate, enabling it to move into the mitochondria for pyruvate oxidation. The next step is pyruvate oxidation, where another electron carrier is made by taking electrons from the 2 pyruvates. Oxidation is the process in which electrons are being added to make another electron carrier. During this, acetyl-CoA, which is an enzyme, is also produced. This enzyme is essential in feeding the Krebs cycle.
The acetyl-CoA enzyme essentially fuels this process. During this, NAD+ is turned into NADH. As the carbon intermediates are broken down, CO2 is also produced. GDP is turned into GDP for usable energy for the cell. In addition, FAD will become FADH2. As a result, the products of this cycle will be carbon dioxide, 6 NADH, 2 FADH2, and 2 ATP. The electron carriers of NADH and FADH2 will then go on to help fuel the electron transport chain. When looking at the electron transport chain, oxygen is an electron hog, which will thus drive the force of motion.
To start off, 2 electrons are carried to the first complex aboard NADH. NADH and FADH2 are known as electron carriers. This means they are capable of donating electrons to the transport chain. The oxidation of NADH and FADH2 will result in hydrogen atoms. In the process, they turn back into NAD+ and FAD+, which can be reused in other steps of cellular respiration. The hydrogen atoms will passively diffuse into the inner membrane space. This will create a proton gradient, which will power the production of ATP. The last step is called ATP synthase, in which the hydrogen protons will transport back into the outer membrane. This is actively diffused from areas of high to low concentration. The transport itself also generates energy that is used to achieve phosphorylation of ADP molecules to form ATP. ATP synthase will keep spinning and pumping hydrogen molecules from high to low concentration until there are 32 ATP created. At the end of the chain, the electrons are taken up by oxygen molecules to make water. This is why oxygen is known as the final electron acceptor. The final products of the electron transport chain are 36 ATP and water,